Hey there guys and girls, welcome back for another episode of Mortal Realms Monday. This week we are taking a look at issue 28 of the Mortal Realms magazine. So first of all, we've got 3 large bases, and these are for Spirit Hosts. That's right, the rumoured to be awful to assemble Spirit Hosts. We've got 3 of these guys. However, the War Scroll for them says that you can have as many as you want. I'm assuming up to a certain points value, obviously. So personally, I would recommend maybe getting yourself an extra 1 or 2 copies of this issue if you want more of these guys. Obviously you can buy them as a box set from Games Workshop. But looking at the original photo of what we get with the complete Mortal Realms collection, I can only see the 3 of these guys in there, and so I am assuming it is just these 3 that we get. So if you want more, get yourself some more issues. Obviously you can tell here that as it's 3 of them, they have removed it from a sprue that is a full set. I believe this came with possibly the Souls Wars. I will check that up and edit that in the video here. But anyway, so what we've got, 3 Spirit Hosts. I will put a card up in the corner here on how to assemble each of these guys. I know some of you have been looking at these and thinking, oh god, I can't do this from the instructions, which we will take a look at. It will be easier if somebody shows me, so I will give it a go myself and let you guys watch and laugh as I fail and stick everything in the wrong place. But no, I'll have a video up there and you guys can check that out, and I'll also have obviously the painting video for one of these guys. Obviously you'll be painting them all the same style, so nice and easy paint job though. It'll be similar to the ghosts, or the figure ghosts that were on the Lord Executioner in my previous video. So go and check that one out if you haven't seen that already. Anyway, let's have a look at this magazine. So, this issue, we have the Spirit Hosts, Nighthaunt Army Painting Guide, and some new War Scrolls and Battle Plan. So we have Spirit Hosts. Let's make sure we're in frame here. Here we go. Spirit Hosts attack in furious swarms surrounding and overwhelming their victims. Hence why you want to get yourself some more. So Spirit Hosts. Of the many deadly geists that haunt the mortal realms, Spirit Hosts are perhaps the most common. They stalk the realm's haunted cairns, battlefields and cursed sites. Since the Necroquake sent waves of death magic across the mortal realms, Spirit Hosts have only increased in number. Execution Hordes. Spirit Hosts are commonly seen accompanying the gruesome geists known as Lord Executioners to battle. Hence the reason he had a few of them on his little thingy at the top. Haunting Hannersdorf and the Cold Spite Swarm. So looking at this, we've got a couple of different paint schemes. So again, I'll show you my paint scheme, which is very similar to this one here. And in a later episode, maybe when we get an issue that contains paints only, we'll see about doing maybe this darker looking, sort of with the glow on the front of them, paint scheme. If that's something you guys would like to see, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see about doing a video on that as well. But for now we'll go with this one. I'm not too keen on the greenish look here. I prefer the pale, more spirity looking ghosts. But anyway, so Stormcast Eternals Extremis Chambers. Sigmar and Dracothonia, Dracothion, whatever, have long been allies, and this alliance is embodied by the Extremis Chambers. Oh, I can't pronounce my words today. Together, immortal warriors and the star-scaled children of Dracothyon. The great Drake form an unstoppable force upon the battlefield. They are capable of breaking the will of the enemy in a single charge and levelling the impenetrable fortress of tyrants. Oh, what is wrong with me today? Right. So, we have a Lord Celestant on Star Drake, a Drake Sworn Templar, we have Tempestors, Fulminators, Desolators and Concursors. Right, and I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think we get any of these guys. We definitely don't get a Lord Celestant on a Star Drake, as cool a model as that is. I know that we won't be getting Tempestors, Fulminators, and so I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, unfortunately, maybe not, but in the original image that we saw of the entire collection, there are 4 beast looking models towards the back of the picture, but I can't quite work out whether or not they are Drakes or not. Anyway, moving on, we now have the how to build the spirit hosts, and this does mention here to dry fit your pieces before gluing them together, as it is difficult to see what parts or what area of a section goes together. So obviously here you can see it's 2 middle pieces with 2 very small indents, and on this piece on the inside of it there's 2 very small pimples, and you'll want to make sure that they fit together first before gluing. And I would glue them 1 piece at a time, leave them for a couple of minutes to dry before trying to glue another piece, especially when it comes to fitting this section to the base. I would fit this to the base first, glue it down, make sure it's on, then attach this piece to it, and then wait for that to dry before moving on and attaching the rest. Now, I was talking about painting these guys in the previous issue while still on the sprue. However, there are so many connections to each one and so many small pieces that I think by the time you take them off, trim them and everything else, it's going to be a little bit too much grey area showing, and with the paint style it may be hard to just touch up in those small spots. So I may end up assembling them. I'll give it a go with one of them with the assembly video, and seems I've had that a little bit bent in delivery. You've got a couple of white spots there, you can see the plastic had been bent, but yeah, I'll have a go. If it doesn't work out, then we'll assemble them after painting, but I'll have a go at assembling them and painting them separate and see what we can get up for you guys. Okay, so we've got obviously 3 spirit hosts, 3 assembly guides. I would recommend, from the looks of it, you've got 1 spirit host per sprue, so make sure that you build them 1 at a time. Make sure that you got your numbers right, and it should go together nicely. Just, you know, dry fit, check twice, glue once, and you should be happy. But be very careful when trimming clipping these from the sprue as well, as some of these limbs and pieces are very thin, and you could risk snapping them. Definitely a fiddly model, this one. Alright, then we have the how to paint the spirit hosts. Now they're showing the simple Corax White Nylock Oxide over the top, and you'll get this ethereal sort of blue-green look. I'll be doing something similar, but my Nylock Oxide will be mixed in with a little bit of grey, just to tone it down and give it a bit more of a grey look, and it will be a little bit more solid and then I'll go over with the Corax White dry brush. But these are probably going to be, in terms of paint scheme, the easiest models to paint. However, assembly and fiddliness of painting, they're going to be quite a nightmare. Then they are showing us how to paint the rest of our Nighthaunts, obviously with the paint collection that we have slowly started to build up. So going through all the different models, using the different colours and paints for all the different elements of each model. And then they show us what you should have at this stage. Then moving on, we have the War Scroll for our Spirit Hosts. Now it's a shame that they've done this with this on the back. I do like the idea of having this on the back, as it gives a bit more detail and an idea on how to use your models. But I like the idea of being able to cut this out and, you know, have your War Scrolls with you while you game, rather than in a big A4 binder and flicking through them. So what I may end up doing myself is photocopying each of these and printing them out and using them that way. Anyway, we then have the battle, which is Cleansing the Grove. The Nighthaunt's foul magic has spread a dark curse across the forest. The Sylvaneth of the Heartwood Glade find one of their sacred groves overrun by the dead. Knight Questor Auric Ravenscar leads a force of Stormcast Eternals into the deep forest to cleanse the whispered wood of the spectral dead. And for this one, obviously using our Realm of Life battle mat and some of our terrain that came with issue 26, and then we are using a Prosecutor, 3 Liberators, a Knight Questor, and 5 Sequitors. And for the Nighthaunts, we are using the Dreadblade Harrow, the 3 Spirit Hosts, and 15 Chain Rasps. So hope you guys enjoy playing that battle. I'm sure I will, and I'll give that a playthrough. Right, and that brings us to the end of the issue, and we can see next issue we get a pot of Nuln Oil and Baneblade Brown. For that issue, I'm not too sure what I'll be doing in terms of painting video for you guys at the minute. As I mentioned in a previous video, I am a subscriber, so I get a month's worth of issues at once, and when I receive them I then film each of these magazine reviews before going ahead and painting the models. So I'm not 100% sure on what I'll be painting for this one, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. If you guys have any ideas on what you'd like to see me paint, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can sort that out for that issue. And then issue 30, we get our second Azerite Ruin. Now if you haven't seen the video for the first half of that, go back into the Mortal Realms playlist and check that out. And obviously with that issue I'll be showing how to paint this, but focusing more on maybe a rust effect on the one of the areas here. Right, so that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscription button, ding that little bell, get those notifications of when new videos go live. And until next time, take it easy and keep painting those minis.